We're right back at it on the other side of the ACC. We're going to play around with the Duke Blue Devils. That's right, the Devils. We just got through talking about the Deacons. Now we're talking about the Devils. So we got some church going up on here. So now let's look at the Blue Devils themselves. The Blue Devils coming off a pretty good year last year, 8-5, 3-5 in the conference. So they struggled in conference a little bit. They lost their number one player last year in the draft. Daniel Jones, he got drafted by the Giants. He's a quarterback. Of course, the team is coached by David Cutcliffe. We all know who he's heir apparent to Eli Manning, Peyton Manning, great quarterbacks coach, special guru when it comes to that position. But he's going to inherit a guy named Quentin Harris, who's also a senior, and I think he's next up, but he's not going to be at the same level that Jones was. But he should get some offensive production out of him. He's a good-looking kid. Does play pretty well in the backup role. So I look for big things for him this year. They are bringing back 9 guys on defense. They got a bunch of tackles, linebackers, cornerbacks. So defensively speaking, they were pretty solid right up the middle. They ranked like 15th on field position. And then they also ranked on turnover margin was a little bit weak. They were like ranked 102 overall out of 130 teams. So they're not creating a whole lot of stuff as far as turnover goes, but they do have a lot of upperclassmen coming back on defense. So I think we get some improvement there. And then also scheduling-wise, we'll get into that in a minute. But I think the Blue Devils, I think they're probably looking at about a 5-7 or a 6-6 season. Schedule-wise, it's going to be a little tough for them this year. What do you think about this, DJ?
Well, Coach David Clutchliff, he's coming in this one, and the schedule is all packed against him in this time. But he's only receiving 5 back on offense, 6 on defense. Now, like you say, you do got good quarterback coaches over there, and this running back, Deion Jackson, is a nice highlight. He did a pretty good job last year. 8-5 was really nice for them last year. I don't think they can really achieve that 8-5 again with just the running back coming back on offense. They got a left guard. They got a center, right guard, and a tackle. So they solid on the line, got a running back behind it. But this ACC division, they like to pass the ball. And you can see that all that last year, they gave up 209 yards on the ground, ranked 105th. So, they got to come in and play some defense at some point. But these guys throw the ball in the air in this conference. And this one, I just don't think they're going to get back to 8-5, BigRagoo. That's all I pretty much got to say about the Devils. What you think about it?
Detriment to them because they open up at Alabama, so they'll probably get smacked around real early there. And then they got North Carolina, AT&T, and then Middle Tennessee. And, they'll probably squeeze at least 1 or 2 of those out. And then they got to play at Virginia Tech, which is going to be another tough game for them. So they could very well be 1-3 or 2-2 to start the first month of the season. And then from there, they go on to Pittsburgh, Georgia Tech, Virginia, North Carolina, and then your team, Notre Dame. So they're probably looking at about a 5-7, maybe 6-6 season. And they might miss the bowl season this year because, especially on the offensive side of the ball, we know defensively they're a little bit weak, and it's a rebuild mode for offense. Quarterback coaching-wise, they're always going to be right there, but it's putting the pieces in place to help that quarterback out where they're going to be lacking.
Now, one thing Duke was good for last year was some upsets, and the secondary that they have over there is pretty solid. They're bringing back 3 safeties, a corner, and they're bringing back pretty much the whole defensive line. So they pretty much stacked on defense to cause some upsets in there, but still don't think they'll reach over 8 wins like last year. I give them 6 or 7 wins top. And just for Clemson to take another note from the other side of their conference, this team right here is opening with Alabama. On the schedule, they also have Notre Dame, Syracuse, Miami, Virginia Tech, and Virginia after coming off an 8-5 season and beating Temple in the bowl game. So, Clemson, y'all take note, man. Y'all over there, y'all playing this soft. I don't like that. Any last words, BigRagoo?
Not at this moment, but we'll be right back for another interview on the next team on the Boston and Sauce
There
Show.
it is there.